After the success of AFL stars like Ben Graham and Sav Rocker in the NFL, more and more Aussies are looking for opportunities to follow the example. And it seems the Americans are just as interested in the men from down under, with an NFL kicking coach coming to Australia to cast his eye over potential prospects.
After the growing success of Australian punters in the NFL, it was no surprise that Gary Zauner chose Melbourne to scout potential talent for the 2010 NFL season.
Well, it's a beautiful weather, and the big-legged punters, the Aussie rules punters, are really intriguing me here, because back in the United States, Darren Bennett, Sav Rocker, Ben Graham, Matt McBriar, they're all from Melbourne, Australia, and I thought, guys, I got to come down here and see what these guys are all about.
Former Essendon player Courtney Johns was showcasing his talents for Zauner and found the transition to the American game quite difficult.
From coming from a footy background, AFL footy anyway, you find you think that you can just kick any old ball, and I had a lesson last Thursday and proved me wrong straight away. The technique is a lot different, it's a lot harder to kick, and so it's one of those things where it's just repetition and getting the muscle memory happening.
Well, every guy that's come over that has been a great AFL player and has kind of got what they call a massive leg, all those guys seem to be making the transition, and the transition has taken them all a little time, but it's all been because of the drop. And, you know, we do use a little different ball. So I think the adjustment to the ball, a little adjustment of technique, but the Aussies have such great athletic ability, and they're all big and they all seem to have massive legs. So any NFL coach like myself or any scout, he first of all wants to see a big guy that's got a massive leg. And that's always intriguing, and that's what the Aussies offer.
Melburnian Stephen Baker attended an NFL tryout in Reno early in the year, along with the likes of Nick Davis, and hopes his experience will improve his chances for signing an NFL contract.
It's not easy at all. Everyone thinks it's just about kicking a ball 50 yards, 60 yards, but it's the technique which is probably the most difficult thing about it. This sport, much different from AFL.
Well, last year, I ran my first NFL free agent camp simply because the coaches in the NFL asked me to do that. Basically, what I try to do is get the biggest guys with the biggest legs that have the most, quote, NFL potential. Not just anybody can come in. So a guy here from Australia that I'm now seeing, if he's got the leg, then what I want to do is invite him back so that he takes the trip back across the ocean and comes to my combine and has a chance to be seen in front of, like last year I had 32 coaches there and scouts.
This is Dan Jones for Fox Sports News.